Okay, happy Monday, everybody. My name is Carrie Michaels. I'm not Hilari Courtney. I'm actually hosting the call for Hilary tonight. And I'll tell you a little bit about my journey. I live in the Grand Rapids area, and I started my Isagenix journey just 3.5 years ago. I do work in corporate America full time while building my Isagenix business, and happy to share with everybody. Just 3 months ago, I was able to hire my husband Chris from his corporate grind of a job, 27 years in a pretty hardcore sales position, and it was time to bring Daddy home. So he is happy and loving life, getting lots of home projects done while decompressing and working at Isagenix too. So very, very happy. We have 2 daughters, Morgan, 20, who I was just sharing, absolutely just pulled in the door 15 minutes ago. We brought her home from Spain. She was studying abroad. She goes to Michigan State University. And for some of you that have heard my story, thanks to Isagenix, we were able to pay for my daughter's first-year college education at Michigan State University, and we continue to pay for her education. Thank you, Lord, for this awesome opportunity. So pretty cool there. And then we also have our daughter, Riley, who just turned 17 the 4th of July. So we are very blessed, awesome family. We love our daughters, and we love our ISA family. We love all of you. This has just been amazing. So I can't wait to join my husband. I was supposed to be the first one to retire, and that didn't happen. We brought him home. So I will be doing that hopefully beginning of next year. But until then, I'm still loving our Isagenix life and building. Certainly pockets of my day are probably more part-time now, but absolutely love it. So I am happy to introduce 2 very, very special guests. I'll tell you, I know a lot of us have been talking on our teams about how do we attract the younger people, right? The start people, the kids or young people, I should say, the 18 to 35-year-old. I'm 50, and I know while I'm a young 50-year-old, I think I still need to probably learn how to maybe relate more to the younger people as far as bringing them into our business. And our 2 special guests tonight, Tyler Walter and Zoe Scott, are 2 of those awesome young people, 23-year-olds that you'll hear Tyler's story, 23 years old, was in the corporate grind as a civil engineer just 2 years and pulled himself out of that industry and the corporate grind altogether, and he's doing Isagenix full time. So you're going to hear from Tyler and how he's been able to accomplish that. And then we also have Zoe, his girlfriend. I think they're adorable. I actually just met these 2 a couple weeks ago at a Super Saturday event in Ann Arbor that we were hosting, and I was so floored by their story and everything that they're accomplishing as young people that I invited them to be on our call tonight. But Zoe is actually an ICU nurse. I mean, pretty intense job. We're going to hear from her and how she is so successful, not just, being a great nurse, but building a very successful Isagenix business as well. So with that said, please help me welcome Tyler and Zoe to our call. Hey guys, I've got a series of questions that I want to ask you. I thought this will kind of keep it streamlined, and then we'll open it up for some Q&A at the end. Does that sound good?
Great.
So for both,
hey, Carrie, can you mute everyone's line?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, my darling.
Zoom. They're interviewing some people.
There's a mute all button somewhere, and I always forget where it is.
Oh, I know, guys. Hang on. I think it's in the corner, isn't it?
It's on the top. Trying to tell them how to use Zoom.
No, I've done this before. Where the heck is it? Well, can everybody actually, if everyone would mute their lines, that will help. I don't really hear a lot of interference, so we're good on my end.
Okay.
But yeah, if everyone could mute their line, that would be outstanding. And then in the meantime, I'll try to figure out where that button is, darn it. So anyway, Tyler and Zoe, if you could first each share your story and your why, why you're here with us in Isagenix, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. I'll start, and we'll kind of take it chronologically to when I met Zoe and she started. So about 6 years ago, I was getting ready to go play college football and was starting to get into nutrition and the importance of it for performance and was buying a bunch of supplements up that I had like researched and heard from coaches. I was taking them all and was trying to gain a lot of muscle mass. I was pretty scrawny and was working out really hard and it was going well. And one day I came home and all my stuff was in the trash and it was replaced with this Isagenix stuff I've never heard of. Isagenix protein, Isopro, instead of the stuff I had. And my mom had thrown it all in the trash and replaced it. And I was really mad at her and didn't use the stuff for a while. But she paid for it because I was only 18, so I used it. And that was kind of my introduction to the products and what Isagenix was. And I used it throughout college intermittently, but never really fully bought in until I found that why that you mentioned. And for me, that why was the business opportunity. And, long story short, I watched for years my mom build an incredible business. She's, for those of you that know the lingo, she's, I think, an 8-star platinum. So she is incredibly successful and has done amazing things and has helped a lot of other mothers her age build incredible incomes. But that was the problem for me is I only saw her and a bunch of other mothers and didn't see a lot of men at all on our team or anybody young. And I just never really put two and two together that it was for me. Even though I wanted to be entrepreneurial, I wanted to be my own boss, I wanted the freedom, just never saw it as an opportunity. And started to get into engineering school and do internships and started to realize how much I didn't want to do that for 40 years, how much I didn't like sitting in a cubicle every day. And kind of the aha moment was when she dragged me to New Year's kickoff in San Antonio a couple years ago. And, she basically told me to come for a free vacation and some fun parties and you can sit through some of the conference if you want. And of course, those of you that have been to it know that you don't just sit through part of it, you sit through the whole thing because it's awesome. And there I met a bunch of people in the START movement and a bunch of young people that were doing this, some of them doing it full time. And I was like, holy cow, if they can do this, I can do this. So I kind of made up my mind that I would get to work. And, through having an awesome mentor like my mom and an awesome team that we had in place and the tools that we have and the awesome products, being consistent, I was able to a year later then leave engineering and do this full time. So it's, for me, been an incredible opportunity and something that I wish I would have seen earlier. I'm glad I finally saw it, and I'm so thankful for what it's provided for my family before I was involved, and now for me. And along that journey, I started dating Zoe, and it's done incredible things for her. And as you hear her story, her product experience really built my belief in what we're doing here, and got me more motivated to share with everyone. So I'll let her kind of share her background.
Yeah. So I met Tyler like 2.5 years ago, and when we got started, he had kind of introduced Isagenix to me, and I wasn't really having it at the time. I drank a couple shakes here and there, but it really wasn't until I was in nursing school, it was my senior year, I was diagnosed with migraines, and I like to say, we all know that we are not FDA approved and we don't cure or treat diseases, but when you put nutrition in your body, really good things happen. But anyway, I was diagnosed with migraines and I was getting 10 or more unrelieved migraines a month, which is a lot if you guys know anybody with migraines at all. I was put on 2 prescription medications, one of which you need to take a heart test for. I was getting heart palpitations, but I would take these medications that wouldn't even help with these migraines. And I started seeing a neurologist, and they basically told me, you can either find your triggers, which means not much at all, or you can start going to the emergency department. You can get those cocktail shots filled with morphine and all the other stuff. And so I was kind of at a loss for where to turn. And I had gone to go and see Tyler up at college, and his mom pulled me aside one day and she said, "Hey Zoe, just give this a try. I really think it'll help you. Let's just try the whole system, try it right, go through the whole thing through." And I was like, okay, I'm ready to do it. Like, I don't really have any other choices. So I did the system, and I did very bare-boned Ionic Supreme and a couple of shakes a day. And 2 weeks had passed and I'd only had 1 migraine, which was crazy to me. And then I fast forward to 6 months. I've had no migraines since I first started the system. I'm still getting headaches, and I could use over-the-counter medication for it. And so this past October, I actually stopped taking those medications, and I've been migraine-free now since I started the system in 2017 of February.
Wow.
incredible experience with these products and what they've done for me. And I've been able to help a couple of girls who are on the same medication I was on, having same headache pains. And on top of that, I was able to release 13 pounds. I had all this energy, and it was just really great for me to share with my girlfriends and my friends who were suffering from the same things I was. So that's my experience with it right now.
Wow, that's awesome, Zoe. Hey, real quick, I found the mute all button, so I'm going to mute all. Tyler and Zoe, you'll have to unmute your line, okay?
Yep.
I wanted to wait for Zoe to finish talking, so I didn't mute her. Okay, perfect. Well, that is awesome. I know, and they shared that story with me at our Super Saturday a couple weeks ago, and I was floored by both of your stories. So it's pretty amazing to hear.
What she's left out there is that by sharing her story with people and helping people get started on the products, obviously it naturally grew like most people do, from a product experience to a business experience. And she has done very well for herself financially now as a part-time gig while she's nursing.
Yeah.
And tell them, what you were able to do financially.
I always forget about this part. So
not a good part to forget either.
No,
Pretty
it's
powerful.
not. So as I'm sharing this product with all my friends and stuff, it wasn't really until December that I kind of started getting serious about like the business part of this awesome company. And I started to notice like, oh, I can kind of double my student loan payment this month. And I could do the same thing for January. And in February, oh, look, I can triple my student loan payment. And I actually, through Isagenix and through working as a nurse, I actually was able to pay off my entire student loan debt this past April. And I'm debt-free at 23, which is awesome. And now I'm able to pocket everything that I'm getting from Isagenix, from my nursing job. And so I'm looking to work to where Tyler is, so I don't have to do nursing anymore. And I can kind of do this full-time and give this my full attention. So yeah, that's a big part. I always forget to mention that, and I shouldn't.
I know. I hear you, Zoe. I do that too. I do. I know. So awesome. Well, we're going to, like I said, we'll open it up for Q&A at the end. So just take some notes. And if there's some key things that they said, during this question and answer period, we'll get you at the end. Tyler, I know you covered this question at the Super Saturday in Ann Arbor. I thought this was awesome, especially coming from, a 23-year-old. I thought this was incredible. Why is it a no-brainer that Isagenix would use the network marketing business model to distribute their products?
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to share more of when we're sharing these products, is what comes with it. If Isagenix were to be like the product line I was taking that my mom threw in the trash, and they just, were fighting for retail space on GNC shelves, this would never work. First off, it'd be really hard to get the shelf space. Second off, once they did, there would be these, huge value packs sitting there that no one would touch because they don't know the value in it. They don't know what it would do for them. It looks expensive to them compared to the cheap stuff that's there, and they have no idea how to use all this stuff. So with the network marketing business model, we have hundreds of thousands of people that are fired up because they've had experiences like Zoe has, and they want to share them with others. And that's what motivates people to buy. And then once they buy, they have that same network of hundreds of thousands of people that can coach them on how to use it and can help them with their struggles. And if they get a migraine or a headache because they're toxic, or if they are hungry one day, or they're struggling when they're not using one of the products right, or the shake doesn't taste right, they have a coach they can reach out to. And if that kind of stuff was happening with traditional products on a retail shelf, you wouldn't have any of that support. You wouldn't have any of those emotional stories that make this so powerful. And, that's why it's just a no-brainer. If Isagenix were to use retail space, this would not work. But look at what it's done with the network marketing business model. Look how many, friends and family and people that their lives have been impacted by these products, which wouldn't have happened if it was a retail product.
Yep. That's awesome. Great answer. So Tyler and Zoe, why do you believe that network marketing is the business of the 21st century then?
So, to carry right on from that, then, it just makes sense for especially, I love to say people our age, because we talk to so many people that have student loan debt, massive student loan debt. It's ridiculous how out of control it's become. And, many people, it's the only kind of debt, I don't know if anybody knows this, it's the only kind of debt you can't go pay. So if you have massive amounts of credit card debt, you can declare bankruptcy and it goes away, but student loan debt will never go away. And there's people that, right now, based on their financial blueprint, will be paying student loans for the rest of their lives. They'll be in debt because of how expensive it is and, how hard it is to get a job that pays worth the degree. So we have so many friends that are dealing with that. We have so many friends that are dealing with what I was dealing with, where they're sitting in a cubicle, working a job that it might pay decent and have good benefits, but a lot of people in our generation are looking for more purpose than that. They're looking for something they can get up and be excited about every day and feel like they're in control of, which is hard to find in a traditional corporate setting. There's definitely good jobs out there, but there's a lot of bad ones too. And we know so many people, that are looking for opportunity, and this gives it to them. There's a book I'm reading right now called The Defining Decade, which is about how in today's society, your 20s are totally different than they used to be. Instead of getting married at 21 and having kids, we have this whole decade now to explore and grow ourselves and try new things and take risks. And most 20-year-olds are using it as a second adolescence and just, working a dead-end job and partying on the weekends because they don't have a purpose. And the analogy she used was everyone's in the water in the middle of the ocean, and they could swim in any direction because we have so much opportunity and potential at this age. They could swim in any direction, but they just tread water because they don't know which way to go. And what we have is like the lifesaver. We're going buying a boat and we're going somewhere cool. We're headed towards the tropical island. We can just throw in a lifesaver and pull them in, and they can come along for the ride. And we're going somewhere. And that's what we have here with this opportunity for millennials. And that's why, we're fired up to get all of our friends and all of our age group on board, because we know, we've seen what some of you women and men have done, in 5, 6, 7, 8 years. If we start that now and we have 20 years to build this, where are we going to be? This is just a credible financial opportunity. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
I think because I had a really hard time accepting network marketing in general. I never really had any bad experiences with it, but I just had a bad idea about it. But I think the one thing that shocks me so much about this business is how easy it is to build a business online and how much this world is shifting to an online. The way that people are doing business it's online, and that's where this is going. And I don't know if you guys have ever, I listened to it. It's Gary Vaynerchuk's Crushing It. He talks about basically how you can crush network marketing through online different portals and things like that. But it's just crazy to me how well Isagenix fits in with this, and how well I really just post about my life with Isagenix and on Instagram. And that's where I see most of my clients come in from. And it's literally social media. It's fun. It's pictures, it's filters, it's captions and things like that. And it's a business for me. And I think that's why it's really easy to kind of bring in people our age and show it hey, just literally show them what you're doing. And it's business, and you can improve people's lives through it. You can help people pay off bills with it. You can really just share your experiences through the same things that people are sharing their life with. And Isagenix is our life too. So it's really easy to kind of.
It's super simple. I mean, it's not easy to do. It's hard. You have to grow yourself, and you have to put yourself out there, and you have to have a lot of conversations, and you have to face a lot of rejection, and you have to, be a leader. But it's simple. It's, people, Jay Bennett was on our team call a couple weeks ago, and he said he believes in everybody, but he depends on nobody, because literally everybody has the potential to make this work. You can't depend on that because not everybody's going to be willing to do what it takes. But it is simple if you just are consistent and you do it every day. And that's what we love about it. And that's why it's such a great opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, perfect. Next question. So connecting with people, I know you both are really great at it. And Tyler's always said you're really good at connecting with people. So what are you doing maybe specifically? And I know we're all always wondering, what's the easiest way maybe that you're connecting with strangers and being able to share Isagenix with them? What are some maybe tips that you could share with the group?
I always say I was kind of doing this naturally before I had a business to do it with. And I think about how I connected with different people. And I think about when I was in college, what I did. I was on the football team, so I had that circle of people. I was in engineering school, which is a totally different demographic of nerdy people that don't even know what sports are sometimes. And I lived in a house full of the basketball team, and I was involved with different groups just naturally because I just like to be around different types of people and have that variety. And that has paid dividends now with this, because I do have those connections in different circles of people, and it correlates exactly to what you should be doing when you're intentional about it. You should be putting yourself in different circles of people. So Zoe and I, I make fun of Zoe. I call her a fitness gypsy because she bounces around and does a million different things with her fitness. One week she's at a gym here, and then she's at a yoga studio here, and then she's doing Pilates. But it's a really good idea because you're going to meet different kinds of people in every different spot. And you never know where you're going to find the diamond in the rough, or the person that's looking for a health transformation, or someone that could blow this business up. So putting yourself in those different circles is key. And then, Zoe might be able to, why don't you tell the story about, we met a girl at a candle lab. We'll tell her what a candle lab is and how we met this girl. And Zoe's a natural at just making friends places. And this girl has, joined our business. Tell that story.
So it was actually my birthday, and I wanted to go make candles. We have this cool place where you basically smell different candles. You pick a couple different oils, you get to make your own candle or whatever. And there's like a person at the bar who helps you pour all the stuff in, and we're talking to her, and Tyler's like, wow, she is like so charismatic. Like she would be so great with this. And so we started talking with her, and literally like, it's just asking questions. It's just being like a friendly person, which I naturally am. I will naturally like talk your ear off and ask you a million questions about your life. But really it's just talking to people. So we were asking her like what she was doing. It turns out she was a teacher, and she does this as a side gig because she doesn't make enough as a teacher, and she loves her kids, and she has a boyfriend, and they ride bikes all the time. And like, you just ask them questions, and it's really just getting to know people. And I think that sometimes, like, I remember getting stressed out about like kind of like trying to come in with a way to like throw Isagenix into the conversation. And I've kind of learned just like working in the hospital, I guess, like with nurses, and it's a long-term relationship with people. Like, it's really just kind of getting to know them first, and then naturally people will ask you like about what you're doing.
And then with that girl, I mean, what happened was we had that natural connection with her. We didn't force anything. We connected with her on Facebook, and that's the money maker for both of us. It was Instagram, I think, is where we connected with her, and that's where we do everything. We just make natural friends, in the real world, and put them on there, and then that's where they can hear what we're about with Isagenix. We're not plastering Isagenix there either. We're promoting healthy living. We're promoting the freedom that this business allows us, that kind of thing. And she watched that for a couple weeks after we became friends with her. We hung out with her and her boyfriend a couple times. And, here she's really struggling with energy. And she started talking with Zoe about that. And Zoe shared her product experience. And she got started on the system, and she felt amazing. And then we started talking to her more about how she's working those two jobs and how she might be interested in this financial opportunity. And then she became a consultant, and it's just kind of grown from there. And it was just started by having friendly conversation and small talk, and then getting connections on Instagram and Facebook where they can see, our billboard, what we're putting out there, our message. And that's kind of the process and how it worked that case. And that's like the perfect case scenario. That's what we'd love to do. Just make real friends. And those of them that are looking for certain opportunities can see it on our Instagram and reach out. And that's exactly how it went.
Wow. The power of social media and Instagram. Great network, especially for the young people. And Snapchat, do you do a lot on Snapchat as well?
Not really. We both kind of dropped off because we've always heard like focus on one or two and be good at it. And when we got started in this, we were on 1 million: Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. But we kind of both decided we're going to focus on Instagram and Facebook. But yeah, Snapchat could be a great option. Just don't overdo it. Find a couple that are going to work for you, and don't try to do 5 or 6. Don't do LinkedIn and Tumblr and everything. Find a couple and devote your time there, and don't stretch yourself too thin.
Great advice. All right, so just a couple more questions, and then we'll open it up for the whole team to ask some questions here. But how are you getting these young people engaged and getting them to, we know events are huge. And if, the more people you get to events and they see the big vision, they're in. I mean, they see the culture. So how do you get them there, you guys?
Yeah, so for small events we've done, it's just been, like a party, and Amy, those of you that are at the Super Saturday, talked all about how just make it a fun party and people will come. And that's kind of what we've done. We had like a Christmas party at Zoe's house, where it was just a Christmas party. We invited our friends over, and said we just wanted to, hang out and, thank the customers that we have for working with us, and the business builders we have, and, invite some new people and show them our lifestyle. And we just hung out. We played Christmas carols. We drank
alcohol.
We drank some alcohol. We made like a fancy Christmas punch with Hydrate and vodka, which is nice. And, we just hung out, and we did a small talk, and that's what works there. And then it's the same thing for the big events. And this is the first time this coming celebration where we have a nice crew coming with us. What we did was we rented out an Airbnb. We said we're going to Nashville. It's an awesome time. There's a start party that we can go to. There's a Crystal executive party we can get you into. There's all kinds of bars with live music, and we're going to rent an Airbnb that we can all hang out in, a big condo. So it's just going to be a good time. Come along and check it out. And, people go for that. And that's I think, such a casual and great way to do it. You don't have to say, come to this conference and get trained on how to build a network marketing business. Just come check out what we're doing and have a good time. And, it's a party. And that's kind of what our motto is, I guess.
Yep. I love it. It's a party. It's that simple, right? I love it.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, my last question for you, and if you could just sum it up, everything that you're doing to build your successful Isagenix business, what would be your best tip that you could share?
You want to go first?
No, you.
All right, I'll go first. My best tip is consistency. So I think most people that have built this successfully will say, like, in the beginning, at least for me, like in the beginning, there's ups and downs. Like, you're kind of engaged, and one week you're not. You might spend like 10 hours in your business one week and then like 2 the next. And that's not going to get you the results you're looking for. It's being in it every day. And once I had that kind of switch, which for me, the pain of sitting in the cubicle is what did it for me. The longer I sat there, I was like, I need to be more consistent. I need to make this happen. And you have to find that why of what's going to make you do it. But you got to be able to get up and do it every day. So I have a matrix thing that tracks my efforts every day. Like, connect with this many people, invite this many people, talk with this many people, follow up with this many people. And my goal is to fill out all those boxes every day and connect with people and just keep the, the funnel full, keep more people, meeting new people and introducing new people to what we have to offer. And if you do that consistently, the rest of it will take care of itself. If you're developing yourself and growing yourself, you'll learn how to build a team and do calls and do all these things. But the most important thing is the people. It's the people business, to connect with people and introduce people to what we're doing. That's the simple way to put it.
Awesome. So Tyler, on average, how many people or prospects are you reaching out to and following up with every day?
So my matrix is 3-5-5-3. I'm not going to say I perfectly complete this every day. It's tough, but what it is three pieces of online content, social media. So like an Instagram story, a Facebook post, and an Instagram post or whatever. That's easy to do. Everybody can do that every day. So I should hit that every day. And if you see me on Instagram not, let me know. First 5 is connect with 5 new people. So maybe 3 new people follow me on Instagram. 1 person I reach out to and message on Facebook, and 1 person I meet at the Kindle Lab. That's my 5 new connections for the day. Then there's 5 invitations. So 5 people that I reach out to and ask them to take a look, either take a look at a video or come to a sip and sample or, whatever that might be. Take a look at what we have to offer, whether it's whatever they're interested in. The last 5 is 5 follow-ups. So follow up with 5 people that have already seen a video or been to a sip and sample or anything like that. And then and these are all for not just necessarily, your personal people, but I also count like downline. So if Zoe has someone that she's enrolled and that person needs help, and maybe Zoe's at work that day and I get on it and do a 3-way call, that counts as one of my presentations. That's the last thing. Sorry. The last 3 then is presentations. Give 3 presentations a day or get 3 people to watch a video. So it's 3 pieces of online content, 5 new connections, 5 invitations, 5 follow-ups, and 3 actual presentations. So that's the goal every day, and it's pretty ambitious. And if you're someone that is a full-time worker and you have a family and you don't have much time, you just cut those numbers down to 1, 3, 3, 1 or whatever it might be. But if you do those actions every day consistently, no matter what those numbers are, eventually it'll pay off for you. It might take you longer if your numbers are less, but if you're connecting and inviting and following up and presenting every day, that's the key. And that matrix has helped me be really consistent, because when I see at 8:00 that I have 4 boxes blank on that matrix, I haven't put a name in there yet, I know exactly what I need to do. Instead of it being some abstract thought in your mind, it's on paper every day.
Yep. I love it. So some of the key things they said, being authentic, right? You're being authentic and you're not getting goofy in your, conversations with people. You're connecting. It's just being authentic, doing the do, right? Consistently, reaching out, following up, and then having that social media presence is key. That's what it's about, the consistency too. So I often tell our team, there's no secret sauce. It's just doing the work. And I love hearing that same message. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right. I'm going to
now, like if you go on my Instagram now, I still don't look that great. And if you looked at it like a year ago, it looked horrible. I'm no Instagram expert. There's people way better than me, but I'm consistent every day. I'm posting, and very often I'm plugging things about what we have to offer. So that's what matters. You know, you can't do all these Instagram courses and wait to be some expert before you do it. You just have to do it. And, you know, even if it's not that good. I mean, I look at my first post, it was a picture of a kitchen table with a shake of Isagenix with the big logo of Isagenix and a bar. And it said, like, what did you eat for lunch today? That was my first time. Horrible. Yeah. And I usually get like 120 or something, and I got no comments and nothing, but I did it, and I did it over and over and over again. And I got better. And in the process, people that have been watching me for a year now reach out, and Zoe will say the same thing. So you just got to do it. Even if you're not great, It doesn't matter.
Well, and since we connected a few weeks ago at the Super Saturday event, I've been following Tyler and Zoe, and I have to say, I mean, you guys are so authentic, real, and I love what you're promoting. Like you said, health, living, and freedom. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I want what you have. Like it's getting me more excited to get out of the corporate grind. So, you know, definitely we're all learning from that for sure. So you guys to connect with these two. You're doing, I love it, and I love the office best. All right, I am going to unmute all the lines. Anyone who would like Tyler or Zoe a question, have at it. Just make sure you unmute your line.
I have a question.
Is that Erica?
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hi,
I'm
Erica.
so bummed I couldn't meet you. So I have a lot of, like, I did college gymnastics, and so I have a lot of actually girls that I taught and who are really, like, reach out and explain to them, like, what this really is without them being like, you're weird, I'm in college, I want to drink and party, you know?
Yeah. Do you want to mute the lines again, and then they can unmute when they have a question, like they can chat, because it was kind of hard to hear, but I think I picked it up. I'll repeat it. I think you said, Erica, I think you said, how do you reach out to college? How do you reach out to college age kids without them thinking you're weird? Is that right?
Yeah, and like they're like, I'm sure they're thinking, I just want to drink and fun, which is what I did too. But I mean, I did college gymnastics, so I cared a little more. But there's so much potential I see for like some of these young kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this life could be so amazing for you, like the business opportunity. But how do you really like go about that without?
Yeah, I mean, we were the same way. Yeah, exactly. We were the same way. Like we wasted time and drank too much and stuff in college, and if it was just more of a personal thing for me, kind of like moving away from that lifestyle, and it just so happened like right around the time I did that, like I found this opportunity and got into it more. So sometimes you can't force it. Like if someone's not ready for that yet, if they still want to waste time, you just have to like, you know, wait on them, and eventually they'll come around hopefully. But there still is college age kids that are looking for this opportunity. You might just have to talk to more to find them. And, you know, we've heard from other people, and like we've kind of adopted the same thinking, is that, you know, the target you might not want your target to be a 20-year-old sophomore in college. You might want your target to be like a 24-year-old person that's been working for a year or two and has grown up a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have people at that age group that might be interested, I mean, don't treat them any differently than you would treat someone your age or whatever. And you're still the same thing. You still have the same offerings. You still can offer them a healthier lifestyle. You can still offer them income, which college age kids desperately need. So just do the same things you would do anyways. And if they think it's weird, and for mothers like I did, show them other people, show them young people doing it. And the best way to do that is get them to an event so they can meet other people that are doing it their age and their demographic. And that's the best way to share stories of other people that are young that have done it. That's the best way I can give you to let them know that it's not some weird thing that older people do, that college kids can do it too.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we still have friends that are like that, and like they're just literally like they're
we're only 2 years removed from that.
Yeah, so. We're 23 years old, and we still have friends that are like, they think they're in college still, and they are out drinking every weekend, even though they're doing the 9-to-5 grind. And it's just, you can't force people to do it. You just have to be consistent with what you're doing, and eventually they'll hit a wall where they're like, okay, I've gained 20 pounds and I feel like crap, and I am ready to get my life together and make some extra money, and they will come to you. So just like be consistent, and I guess just make sure that you're like posting to everybody, like make sure that like,
if that's your target market, then go for it. Like we aim more for people that are working. Like Zoe talks about like how busy your work schedule is, or like paying off student loans, and like, you know, I'm talking about leaving the cubicle. So if that's your, you know, find your target market and go for it. But, you know, the biggest recommendation I would say is maybe go for someone a couple years older. But if you have someone in college that is a great prospect, just show them other young people that are doing this.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks.
All right. Anyone else have a question?
Yeah, I've got one. How do you guys demystify the pyramid? People are always, oh, that's just a pyramid. I mean, what do you guys say to young persons like ourselves to demystify that?
Pyramids are illegal.
Yeah, they are. That's usually what I say. I say we're regulated by the government. We're not allowed to be a pyramid.
I mean, yeah, that's, you don't need to say much. It's more about the energy you're going to bring to what you say. I mean, don't start stumbling, getting all defensive and say, this isn't a pyramid, this is good business, blah, blah, blah. Don't get into that. You just say, like, I had a guy one time message me about a story I had or something. I think I was celebrating somebody who made like $600 in a week or something like that. And he said, I don't need $600 if I make it in a pyramid. And I said, all I said back is pyramids are illegal. And he didn't say anything else to me. And that conversation was done and it was gone. I never heard from him again. And then, you know, someone that's more serious and actually interested in it, and they might be a little bit skeptical, they're going to be open. So when you say pyramids are illegal, or you give them a nice little quick comeback, like you know, pyramids are illegal, or whatever it might be, they're going to ask more questions. They're going to be, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean a pyramid's illegal? Well, a pyramid scheme is when money exchanges hands and no actual product moves. In Isagenix, with what I do, I only get paid if a product moves, and I get paid for moving product through my network. And what we do is a distribution network. That's all it is. It's a distribution network. You can make any shape you want. You could make a circle in the middle that branches out in every different way if you want. It's just a distribution network. You're just moving a product through a network of people, and you get paid a commission for doing that. That's all it is. It's nothing to get all wigged out about. It's just the energy you're going to bring to the conversation. You can't be defensive, or you can't be doubting the business model yourself. You have to be so confident in it yourself that they just catch that vibe. And the more confident you get it, the less you'll hear people complaining about that.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that helps.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to ask a question? We've got some time.
Hey, Carrie, this is Kim Waskey, you guys in Kansas City. Hey, Zoe, with your migraines, you know, did you just follow the regular, you know, 30-day system or, you know, value pack? And if you're coaching others, is there any, you know, specific things that you tell other migraine sufferers? I mean, do you cleanse in certain ways, or, you know, that type of thing?
Yeah. So the Ionic Supreme, I think, was a big one for me. I was doing that like twice a day, because I know that's what Cindy was. She was like, this helps so much with stress, but like, even though there's so little research on migraines, what we do know is there is some sort of inflammation involved. And Ionics helps a lot with that. I increased my water intake. I did a basic 30-day, believe it or not, and I borrowed some of Tyler's snacks and chocolates for the cleanse days. I did have a lot of trouble when I first started this, when I was doing cleanse days. My migraines, I would get headaches, and they were treatable with ibuprofen on the days that I was cleansing, but it got better as I went along, and it was crazy to me. So it was just like more or less just improving and following the 30-day system. Ionics helped a lot. The e-shots were essential for me, because I also would go through, because caffeine helps with migraines too, but I would sometimes go through caffeine withdrawal, because I was used to drinking like 4 cups of coffee a day or something like that, crazy like that. But yeah, so just using the 30-day system, drinking a lot of water, making sure that I'm still getting caffeine. And then I talked to my doctor before I came off my medications too, but really just becoming aware of what you're eating. I had trigger foods when I first started. Red wine was one, Chinese food was another, anything with soy sauce or MSG in it. And I eat Chinese food. So like all of my trigger foods, like they don't bother me anymore. I don't get migraines from them or anything else. And it's crazy how much that kind of changed it, but really just kind of paying attention to what you're eating, and just staying consistent with the program was my, I think, key for the migraines.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great question, Kim. All right, we've got time for one more question. Then we're going to let Tyler and Zoe get back to their vacation.
I have
Anybody
a question.
else? Go ahead, Nicole.
How do you guys reach out to like new followers on Instagram?
Good question. So if someone, let's see. So if someone just follows you out of the blue and you have no idea who they are, you might just send them a message and say, "Hey, thanks for the follow," or just something like that. And then let your process do the work for you. Let them follow you for a while and see your posts, and if it's something they're interested in, they'll reach out to you. But if it's someone, most of the times, like for me, like, and Zoe, we have like 1,500 followers on Instagram apiece, which is nothing crazy. And there's people out there with like 10,000, but we're key on like having followers that are real followers that like know us, not just spam accounts. Because there's people that, it's not a big deal if you have 4,000 followers, but you only get 20 likes. That means no one's actually really following you. They're just clicking the follow button. So when we have real followers that we really connect with and in real life, we know, make real conversation with them. Like if it's someone from grade school that messages or follows you, message them and be like, "Hey, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in years." Or if they comment on a photo that you post, don't just like the comment, like message them and start a conversation and just talk. And usually I'm assuming most people that are following you are people that you probably know in real life. So just connect with them organically and just make conversation. And again, like Zoe said, don't be like throwing Isagenix into it. If it's supposed to come up, it's supposed to come up. And if they're interested, if you're doing the do every day and you're consistent with their posting, they know what you do, they know what you offer. And if they're looking for it, they know where to go.
So many of mine come from Instagram stories. It's unreal. Like people will follow me and then I just like one of those people, like if you put something on your Instagram story, like a really cool yoga mat or a cup of coffee that looks really good, I will like, how you can click on their story and send them a message about the picture that they sent. And it like almost always like, because people who will follow me for just, kind of getting interested in my page because of the hashtags and stuff. But like literally a lot of the times it will just be like, "Oh, I love this cup of coffee. Oh yeah, I got it at this place, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "That looked really great. Oh, by the way, I've been seeing your posts. I've actually been wanting to reach out to you, but I've been really scared. I'm kind of happy you messaged me. Could you tell me a little bit more?" I can't tell you how many of my enrollments come from that. And it's just by like literally interacting how you would with your friends on Snapchat, except it's on my Instagram story because that's just the piece of social media that I use. And it can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be Instagram. It doesn't have to be Facebook. It can be LinkedIn or whatever. I don't know how all of those other ones work, but it's really just like being authentic, complimenting people. Just kind of like you're next to them and you saw something awesome and you wanted to tell them that you liked it. Like complimenting people is the best way to connect, and it usually leaves people with you thinking like on a good note. And so it's a really great way to kind of connect, and eventually, like if you keep messaging them like that, they'll click on your profile, and then that'll log the Instagram algorithm, and they'll see your posts more often and things like that. And a lot of mine come from just commenting on people's stuff.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Very good. All right. Well, hey, we're going to wrap it up. So that was 45 minutes. Tyler, Zoe, thank you so much. I know, again, they took time out of their busy vacation, right? And having fun just to join us. And I know they were excited about doing this call too. So thank you so much. Yeah. For your time and your expertise. I mean, you guys are just, you're doing awesome. I mean, it's so nice, like I said, to see young people thriving like this. My daughter's been listening this whole time. She will be starting her junior year at Michigan State, but she's had her spot on the tree. She has options, and I would not want nothing more than for my kids to join me in this Isagenix life. So thank you so much.
Yep, bring her.
Yes, I know, exactly. Yeah, she's supposed to go to the Lollapalooza concert. I go, okay, sell your ticket. You're coming with mom and dad. So
we're having a big concert at ours too. We don't know who it is yet, but someone's playing.
That's right. I know. Tyler, tell everybody who you guys, there's a few different names being thrown out.
We have a hunch, Florida Georgia line. So I don't know.
That's who I think, but it was between
total guess though, but that's our hunch.
Toby Keith or Luke Bryan, Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton, and then Florida Georgia line. I'm hoping it's Florida Georgia line.
That's so cool. So cool. Yeah, it's going to be a party.
Thank you so much for having us. It was fun. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody.
All right, we'll see you in
Thanks, Carrie.
Nashville.